to the member for Mayo.
Speaker, on behalf of the member for Indi, I move Amendments 1 and 2 to the Climate Change Bill 2022 and Amendments 1 and 2 to the Climate Change Consequential Amendments Bill as circulated in her name. I rise on behalf of the member for Indi, who has asked that I move these amendments on her behalf. The member has provided speaking points to the amendments, which I will now read out. I'm deeply disappointed that I have tested positive for COVID and will be unable to vote in favour of this bill in this House, because this is a bill that is good for regional Australia, which will drive the economic future of regional Australia. The bill sets out in law a commitment that the vast majority of Australians support, that we will decarbonise our economy by the middle of the century. And today I seek 4 simple changes to make a good bill an even better one by inserting regional Australia at the heart of our climate policy framework. First, I propose to amend the Climate Change Authority to make sure that Australia's climate policies boost economic, employment and social benefit for rural and regional Australia. In the government's bill, the Climate Change Authority is the body charged with advising on climate targets and climate policies. I believe that renewable energy and the new industries it will unlock could become the next gold rush for regional Australia, but only if we plan it right. Second, I'm proposing to expand the list of eligible qualifications for appointment to the Climate Change Authority. These are people who will be advising on Australia's targets and tracking our progress to achieve those. We need regional voices at the table, and we need people who understand how to make renewable energy actually deliver for regional communities. Third, my amendment requires the Minister to outline the benefits that their policies are delivering to the regions. A key part of the government's bill is that Climate Change Minister must each year deliver a statement to the Parliament on Australia's progress in reaching our targets and the effectiveness of our climate change policies. Under my amendment, the statement must specifically outline the social, economic and employment benefits that those policies are delivering for the region. This is an accountability mechanism. It means that no government can get away with a climate policy that does not specifically address the unique circumstances of an opportunity for regional Australia. And finally, my amendment requires regions to be explicitly considered when setting new emission targets. Under the government's bill, the Climate Change Authority must provide advice on any new or revised emission targets. Under my amendment, when advising on those targets, the authority must advise the Minister on the benefits to regional communities that a higher target would deliver and the physical impacts of climate change on regional Australia. This means that in 3 years, when the government seeks to set a next target for 2035, it will be forced to reckon with 2 facts: that climate change is damaging the regions and that decarbonising the economy must deliver for the regions. It is only sensible that Australia's climate policy framework has a particular focus on the regions, because we regional Australians are at the forefront of the changing climate. We regional Australians endure the brunt of the droughts, the floods, the bushfires that are becoming increasingly intense. And if the regions will host almost all of the new renewable energy, all the new transmission lines and a huge part of the new industries Australia must build to take true advantage of the net zero economic opportunity. This transition will happen primarily in the regions, so it only makes sense that the climate policy keeps a specific focus on the regions. I thank the Minister for Climate Change and Energy for working with me constructively to improve the government's bill. The Coalition right now has a choice to support these amendments and support regional Australia, or to put old politics ahead of regional people and prosperity. And I urge all members to vote for these amendments by putting the regions back into the centre of the climate debate. We are making this bill something we can work for every part of our country. And I was very pleased to read that speech and put forward those amendments on behalf of the member for Indi. Thank you, Mr Speaker.